Hello, this is Brian. Today is a beautiful August 24th, 2020. I am just outside of the Buckhorn Campground in the Angeles National Forest, San Gabriel Mountains. I am pretty close to near where Buckhorn Spring is. You know, there's a little rivulet that comes through here. About an elevation of 6,580 feet above sea level. Angeles Crest Highway, just over there. That's where I'm parked. I'm parked outside of it this time. And just wanted to check out this little canyon here. Why? Because I like these little canyons. And this particular one has some interesting stuff in it. So, let's see. So Buckhorn Spring, I believe, flows through to this area, or at least near it. I believe Buckhorn Spring is supposed to be up that way, the actual spring itself. But we are in a little canyon down near the highway with a lot of interesting stuff. It's very moist here, so expect lots of lush trees. Climbing up here, we've got our usual Angeles National Forest friends. Calocedrus, decurrens, Incense-Cedar. Then we got the white fir, Abies concolor, in our case variety concolor, according to Michael Kaufman, Conifers of the Pacific Slope. He lists our varieties variety concolor. And we got Jeffrey pines and incense, again, more Incense-Cedars. And then, since we're so close to water, we got White Alders on this rhombifolia. I was like, this is going to be a little bit of a wade to get over around here. There are some quite large white alder trees in this area. Just got to wade through some. We got Rubus parviflorus, we got Thimbleberry, we got, it looks like Rubus nevadense, Sierra Currant, and then we got some quite large white alder trees here. Quite large specimens of them, actually, in this canyon. And I did a spotlight on trees on white alder in the Buckhorn Campground area. So in this area, this is where some of the largest trees in Angeles National Forest grow. I don't think I'm going to go around this way. Too much wading. I don't want to be busting through these beautiful thickets of gooseberries and stuff. I don't really feel like doing that. It's very buggy down here, so just be aware. Lots of bugs. Now, when I did the spotlight on trees on white alder, you got to see most of them had these light colored trunks like these younger ones here. But when they get very old, their bark actually gets quite furrowed, like this big guy right here. It's a beautiful area. So I wanted to come over here. You see the spring drains through this area, and then there is a drainage culvert right there that goes through. And then that's what feeds the little ravine in the Buckhorn Campground. And that's why it's so lush down there. We've also got western bracken fern here too. Pteridium aquilinum, variety pubescens. Fortunately, the noise of the highway is going to be present here. Probably this entire video, so beware. There's a beautiful white alder. Some of these quite large specimens here. There are some large ones in the Buckhorn Campground, but I think the ones here are even larger. There's a use trail over here. Where's this go? There's a lot more to this area than just white alders, white firs, Incense-Cedars. Just want to see where this little footpath goes. This water tank here, it's probably fed from Buckhorn Spring. A beautiful canyon. There's actually a little ladder you can go up. It's just closed on top. Probably just to service it. Look how lush this little canyon is. Wow. When I get across, there's some other stuff the other side of this little gully that might be of, well, for me they're totally of big interest, but hopefully you'll find the same enthusiasm. The type of tree that's not truly native to Southern California. It's not native to the San Gabriels, but it is a California native, and it's planted here in our taller mountain ranges like the San Gabriel, San Bernardinos, and it does occasionally naturalize. Let's see if there's a easy way to get through there without having to wade through a lot. But first, some girthy white fir trunks over here. It's nice. Beautiful over here. Here's a nice sized white fir trunk. Wow, this is a nice one. Wow, pretty decent. There is one white fir right on the side of Angeles Crest Highway, short distance up this way, before you get to the exit. So where I'm parked is across the street from the exit road of Buckhorn. Oh, that's the exit area of Buckhorn. So here I am. A nice Incense-Cedar over here. Probably about 130. Still kind of young. It's not a very old tree. We've got a lot of western bracken fern right here. I think what I might end up doing is just going around. This might be a two-part episode too. We got more white alder. Then it thins out a little bit. Then you get back into more Jeffrey pine and sugar pine once you start going up the ravine. This will be an interesting hike. One of the trees over there looks like they built a bird's nest, a little wooden birdhouse, which is pretty cool. Just wondering, I guess this trail doesn't really continue. But yeah, actually from this side, the tree looks even bigger. The trunk's even wider from this angle. It's a pretty nice white fir. There is one. I know I started talking about it, but then I got kind of sidetracked. There is one further down on Angeles Crest Highway, maybe 1/10 of a mile. Very close. Very short walk along the side. Of course, you're going to want to be careful because of cars speeding through here. But there's a very impressive white fir. It's probably about 180 feet tall. Very impressive specimen. It's one of the tallest white firs I've ever seen here in Southern California. And that includes even the wetter San Bernardino mountains. They can get quite large there. Well, this one is quite a doozy of a specimen. But yeah, so all the underground moisture feeds these thimbleberry. A lot of thimbleberries growing along here. Form these little carpety thickets. Little winter deciduous shrubs. So in winter time they're leafless and look like a bunch of sticks. But the thimbleberries have quite large leaves. Maple shaped leaves. I think what I want to do is migrate to the other side. Whoops. Because some quite interesting stuff on the other side of this little ravine. Kind of a little surprise when I come out a little bit. I will point at them. We'll point at them and see if you can guess what they are before I start talking about them. Oh, a couple of my viewers are pretty well astute to the trees. So I know a couple of you will probably know what they are right off the bat. Yeah, I know what they are, obviously. Or else I'd be talking about it and wondering what they are. There's the Buckhorn Campground, the exit road. There's that really tall white fir I was talking about. Right there. Big, long, narrow tree. It's one of the tallest white firs I've ever seen. And that includes some of the trees I've seen in the Sierra Nevada. I'm not going to lie. Maybe in the next part, maybe part 2. I think part 2 I'm going to go over there and show you. Okay. So some of my viewers, I mean, I have some of you viewers who like to shoot me comments about trees. Pretty sure you guys will know what these are already. Some of you guys. Very narrow crowns. Very characteristic of this tree when it's young. Well, and here we are. Look at those blue fruits. Sierra gooseberry. Actually, I think usually I go this way. Been to this spot a few times. So we've got Thimbleberry, Sierra gooseberry. No, Sierra Currant. Sierra Currant. I'm tripping. Sierra Currant. Rubus nevadense. I think I missed the boat on the thimbleberries. They're supposed to be quite delicious, from what I've heard. Never tried thimbleberry before, but from what I understand, it's supposed to be very delicious. Here we go. Rubus nevadense, Sierra Currant. Not to be confused with Rubus roesley, variety roesley, the Sierra gooseberry, which I miscalled it earlier. Okay. So I'm coming up to the trees that I pointed out a minute ago. Right in this garden of Incense-Cedar and white fir saplings are these noble trees here. Now, if you see the needles on it, and these cones right here, you are in the presence of Sequoiadendron giganteum with its spongy bark. Yes, there's a small grove of giant sequoias over here that are doing very well. So in part 2, I'm just going to take a little bit of time and show you some of the other trees in this grove. So I will see you in part 2, and I'll talk more about this area because it's very important. It's a very beautiful area.